Water transportation, the conveyance of passengers and freight using vessels on oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, and other inland waterways, encompassing both commercial shipping and personal navigation. It relies on the physical properties of water for buoyancy and propulsion, enabling large-scale movement that leverages economies of scale due to minimal friction compared to land or air alternatives. Maritime transport, the dominant form, handles over 80% of global trade volume by value and more than 90% in tonnage terms, facilitating the exchange of bulk commodities such as petroleum, coal, ores, and grains that constitute the majority of seaborne cargo. In 2023, global seaborne trade expanded by 2.4% to approximately 12 billion tons, underscoring its role as the primary artery for international supply chains despite vulnerabilities to geopolitical disruptions and choke points like the Suez and Panama Canals. Inland water transport complements this by moving heavy goods efficiently over shorter distances on rivers and canals, offering lower energy consumption per ton-mile than rail or truck alternatives, though limited by infrastructure constraints such as locks and seasonal water levels. Key innovations, including containerization since the mid-20th century, have dramatically reduced handling costs and enabled just-in-time logistics, while advancements in vessel design such as larger bulk carriers and liquefied natural gas tankers have amplified capacity and fuel efficiency. Challenges persist, including navigational hazards, regulatory compliance under frameworks like those from the International Maritime Organization, and debates over emissions, where shipping's per-ton carbon footprint remains lower than aviation or trucking but contributes significantly in absolute terms due to scale. Empirical assessments highlight its causal primacy in enabling globalization, with disruptions like the 2021 Suez blockage demonstrating how water routes underpin economic interdependence. Water transport is one of the oldest and most significant systems of transportation used by human civilization. From the earliest stages of human settlement, people have relied on rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans to move themselves and their goods from one place to another. Long before roads were built or railways were laid, waterways served as natural highways that connected communities, enabled trade, and encouraged cultural exchange. Even in the modern world, with its advanced technology and fast modes of transport, water transport continues to play a vital role in global economic development and international relations. The history of water transport is closely linked with the rise of civilizations. Ancient societies developed along river valleys because rivers provided fresh water, fertile land, and an easy means of movement. Early boats were simple structures made from logs or reeds, but over time they evolved into more complex vessels capable of traveling long distances. Maritime skills improved as humans learned to navigate using stars, winds, and currents. This allowed trade routes to expand across seas and oceans, connecting distant regions and enabling the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The development of ports and harbors further strengthened water transport as an organized system. Water transport can be understood as the movement of passengers and cargo using natural or artificial waterways. These waterways include rivers, canals, lakes, seas, and oceans. Unlike land transport, which requires the construction of roads or tracks, water transport often makes use of naturally existing routes. This characteristic has made it one of the most economical forms of transport, especially for heavy and bulky goods. Large volumes of cargo can be carried over long distances with relatively low energy consumption, making water transport highly efficient. Inland water transport refers to transportation that takes place on rivers, lakes, and canals within a country or region. Rivers have historically served as major trade routes because they penetrate deep into land areas and connect interior regions with coastal zones. Canals, which are artificial waterways, have been constructed to link rivers, shorten travel distances, and avoid natural obstacles. Inland water transport is particularly useful for moving agricultural produce, raw materials, and industrial goods. It also supports regional development by providing affordable transport options to areas that may not be well connected by roads or railways. Sea and ocean transport forms the backbone of international trade. Ships travel across vast oceans carrying goods between continents, making global commerce possible on a large scale. Ports act as critical nodes where goods are loaded, unloaded, stored, and distributed. Over time, ships have grown larger and more specialized, designed to carry specific types of cargo such as containers, liquid fuels, or bulk materials. This specialization has increased efficiency and reduced the cost of transporting goods across long distances. As a result, water transport has become central to globalization and the interconnected nature of modern economies. One of the greatest advantages of water transport lies in its ability to carry extremely heavy and voluminous cargo. Goods such as minerals, fuels, agricultural produce, and industrial raw materials are well suited for transport by water. Because ships can carry massive loads, the cost per unit of cargo is generally lower than that of other transport modes. This makes water transport especially attractive for industries that depend on large quantities of raw materials. In addition, water transport consumes less fuel relative to the amount of cargo moved, which contributes to its economic and environmental efficiency. Another important advantage of water transport is its relatively low environmental impact compared to road and air transport. Ships and boats, when properly managed, produce fewer emissions per unit of cargo carried. This makes water transport a more sustainable option in the context of growing concerns about climate change and environmental degradation. Furthermore, waterways experience less congestion than roads, reducing delays and fuel wastage. However, environmental risks still exist, particularly in the form of oil spills, waste discharge, and damage to marine ecosystems, which require careful regulation and management. Despite its many advantages, water transport also has certain limitations. One of the most significant drawbacks is its relatively slow speed. Compared to air transport and even some forms of land transport, water transport takes longer to deliver goods and passengers. This makes it less suitable for urgent shipments or highly perishable goods. Weather conditions such as storms, fog, and rough seas can also disrupt schedules and pose safety risks. Additionally, water transport depends heavily on the availability of navigable waterways and well-developed ports, which may not be accessible in all regions. The role of water transport in economic development is profound. By enabling the movement of goods at low cost, it supports industrial growth, trade expansion, and market integration. Coastal and riverine regions often experience faster economic development because of their access to waterways. Ports generate employment opportunities and stimulate the growth of related industries such as shipbuilding, logistics, tourism, and fisheries. Inland waterways also promote balanced regional development by connecting rural and urban areas and facilitating the movement of goods from producers to consumers. Water transport also plays a crucial role in cultural and social exchange. Throughout history, maritime routes have allowed people from different regions to interact, leading to the spread of languages, religions, technologies, and traditions. Coastal cities and port towns have often been centers of diversity and innovation because of their exposure to different cultures. Even today, passenger ships and ferries contribute to tourism and personal travel, allowing people to explore new places and experience different ways of life. Technological advancements have significantly transformed water transport over time. Modern ships are equipped with advanced navigation systems, communication technologies, and safety equipment. The use of automation and digital systems has improved efficiency in cargo handling and vessel management. Containerization has revolutionized the shipping industry by standardizing cargo units, reducing handling time, and minimizing damage to goods. These developments have made water transport more reliable, predictable, and integrated with other modes of transport. The integration of water transport with land and air transport systems has given rise to multimodal transportation networks. Goods are often moved using a combination of ships, trains, and trucks to ensure efficient delivery from origin to destination. Ports serve as key hubs in these networks, linking maritime routes with inland transport corridors. This integration enhances the overall efficiency of supply chains and supports just-in-time production and distribution systems. As global trade continues to expand, the importance of well-coordinated transport networks involving water transport will only increase. Environmental sustainability has become a major focus in the development of water transport. Efforts are being made to reduce emissions, improve fuel efficiency, and adopt cleaner energy sources. Regulations aim to minimize pollution from ships and protect marine ecosystems. There is also growing interest in reviving and expanding inland water transport as a greener alternative to road transport. By shifting a portion of freight traffic to waterways, countries can reduce congestion, lower emissions, and promote sustainable development. Water transport also has strategic and geopolitical significance. Control over major sea routes, ports, and canals has historically been a source of power and influence. Maritime security remains an important concern, as sea routes are essential for the flow of energy resources, food supplies, and manufactured goods. International cooperation is required to ensure safe navigation, prevent piracy, and manage shared waterways. Organizations and agreements play a role in setting standards and resolving disputes related to maritime activities. In many developing regions, water transport remains a lifeline for remote and isolated communities. Rivers and lakes provide essential links where road infrastructure is limited or absent. Boats and ferries are often the primary means of transport for people, goods, and services such as healthcare and education. Improving water transport infrastructure in such areas can enhance accessibility, reduce poverty, and improve quality of life. Investments in safety, vessel quality, and port facilities are crucial to realizing these benefits. The future of water transport will be shaped by economic trends, technological innovation, and environmental challenges. As global trade evolves, demand for efficient and sustainable transport solutions will continue to grow. Advances in ship design, alternative fuels, and digital technologies are expected to further improve performance and reduce environmental impact. At the same time, climate change poses challenges such as rising sea levels and changing weather patterns, which will require adaptation and resilience in water transport systems. Water transport, also known as transport by waterways, is the movement of goods and people using rivers, canals, seas, and oceans. It is one of the oldest forms of transport in human history and continues to play a crucial role in global trade and travel. The importance of water transport lies in its economic efficiency. Transporting heavy and bulky goods via water is highly cost-effective compared to road or air transport. Large volumes of cargo can be moved over long distances at a fraction of the cost, making it ideal for trade and commerce. Water transport also plays a central role in global trade, as more than 80% of the world's merchandise trade by volume is carried by sea. Ships consume less fuel per ton of cargo over long distances, which makes water transport more environmentally sustainable than air and road transport for large shipments. Furthermore, waterways provide access to regions that are otherwise difficult to reach by road or rail. Rivers, lakes, and canals often offer natural transport routes, connecting cities and countries efficiently. Water transport can be classified based on the type of water body and the nature of movement. Inland water transport uses rivers, canals, and lakes. Barges on rivers such as the Rhine in Europe or the Amazon in South America are examples of inland water transport. This form of transport is highly suitable for heavy goods and offers low operational costs, but it is slower than road or rail transport and depends on navigable water bodies. Seasonal changes such as floods or droughts can also affect inland waterways. Ocean or sea transport, on the other hand, uses ships for international trade between countries. Cargo ships, oil tankers, container ships, and passenger ships are common examples. Sea transport can handle massive loads and facilitates international trade, but it is slower than air transport and can be affected by adverse weather conditions. Coastal shipping involves moving goods along a country's coastline. It is a common practice in countries like India and China, as it is both cost-effective and faster than road transport along coastal regions. Water transport has several notable advantages. It is particularly cost-effective for carrying heavy cargo such as coal, grains, petroleum, and ores. Ships and boats are generally safer and less affected by traffic congestion, reducing the risk of accidents compared to road transport. The environmental impact of water transport is also relatively low, as it produces fewer emissions per ton-kilometer than road or air transport. Ships are capable of carrying extremely large volumes of cargo at once, which makes them indispensable for trade. Despite its advantages, water transport also has some limitations. Its speed is slower than other modes of transport, which makes it less suitable for perishable goods. It can only operate in areas with navigable rivers, lakes, or access to the sea, limiting its coverage. Seasonal conditions such as ice, floods, or droughts can disrupt water transport, and the initial cost of building ports, canals, and locks is often very high. Water transport has several key facts and statistics that highlight its global significance. The Suez Canal and Panama Canal are two of the most important waterways for international trade, facilitating faster movement of goods between continents. The merchant navies of major countries, including India, the United States, and China, play a critical role in transporting goods across the globe. The introduction of containerization revolutionized water transport by standardizing cargo handling, making loading and unloading faster and more efficient. Major rivers such as the Amazon, Nile, Ganges, and Mississippi continue to serve as vital inland transport routes, supporting regional economies. Recent trends in water transport reflect technological and environmental developments. Modern ships are equipped with GPS, automated loading systems, and energy-efficient engines, which improve efficiency and safety. There is also a growing emphasis on reducing emissions, with efforts to develop electric and hybrid ships. Water transport is increasingly integrated with other modes of transport, including rail and road networks, to create smooth logistics systems. Smart ports, which use digital technology to manage cargo and reduce turnaround times, are becoming more common, further enhancing the efficiency of water-based trade. Water transport plays a significant role in the movement of goods and people, offering both economic benefits and environmental challenges. Economically, it provides a cost-effective way to transport large and heavy goods, making international trade more efficient and supporting industries such as fishing, tourism, and logistics. Ports and shipping lanes create employment opportunities and stimulate local and global commerce. However, maintaining ships, ports, and waterways can be expensive, and disruptions caused by pollution or congestion may impact trade. Environmentally, water transport is more energy efficient than road or air transport, producing lower carbon emissions per ton-kilometer. Despite this advantage, it can cause serious harm to ecosystems through oil spills, sewage discharge, and the introduction of invasive species via ballast water. Activities such as dredging and shipping noise can disrupt aquatic habitats and marine life. Socially, water transport supports communities by providing livelihoods for fishermen, sailors, and port workers, and it connects remote or island regions. At the same time, accidents, shipwrecks, and overfishing can threaten human safety and the sustainability of local resources. Additionally, the development of water transport infrastructure, including ports, canals, and bridges, requires careful management to prevent flooding, erosion, and other environmental problems. Overall, water transport is an essential and efficient mode of movement with considerable benefits, but it must be managed responsibly to minimize its environmental and social impacts. Water transport remains a crucial mode of transport in the modern world. It is cost-effective, energy-efficient, and capable of handling massive cargo volumes, making it indispensable for both domestic and international trade. While it has limitations, such as slower speed and dependence on navigable waters, its advantages far outweigh its drawbacks. With continuous technological advancements and the expansion of global trade, Water transport continues to be a backbone of the world economy and a vital component of modern infrastructure. Water transport is a fundamental component of human society and global commerce. Its historical roots, economic advantages, and capacity to move large volumes of goods make it indispensable even in the modern age. While it faces challenges related to speed, infrastructure, and environmental impact, its benefits in terms of cost efficiency, sustainability, and connectivity are unmatched. By investing in technology, regulation, and integration with other transport modes, water transport can continue to support economic development, cultural exchange, and sustainable growth for generations to come. Thank you for watching this video.